Fashion.
Blood and
Pigeon crap.
damnation.
So I'm going to want people who
Indeed.
get along with others
Yes.
Yes.
the most. A little wry humor is fine. Let's see here. Hello, Sorrel.
We greet you, child of the stone. I understand you are to venture into the haunted forest to save our brethren. I suspect your efforts may be in vain. An entire group of our hunters went into the forest to do as you intend, and they have not returned.
The Keeper mentioned that.
Then you are very brave to adventure into such a place, even knowing the danger that awaits. Your courage impresses us greatly.
I must deal with the Blight. If I can help you, I will.
Nothing will help us now. Least of all, the meddling of an outsider.
You are being most unkind, Cyril. Would you refuse our hunter's help simply because of the hand that offered it?
You shame me, Lethalan. I have allowed my bitterness to cloud my better judgment. Forgive me, Grey Warden. It is most difficult to forget the lessons the Shemlin have taught us. Perhaps I can yet make amends. Stay while I spin a tale for our children. And then I will tell you of the forest if you desire.
Certainly. You're not the only people who suffered. I was castless. Yes, I'd like that.
Come and join us then, all of you.
Thank you.
Bah. The elf wants to tell stories. Do we truly have time for such drivel?
I imagine an ancient being such as yourself would have many stories to tell, hmm?
Indeed. I have 30 years' worth of tales involving pastoral village life and being defecated on by pigeons. Riveting stuff.
And far more than that, I suspect. Now, what say we tell the story of the fall of the Dales? Which of you children knows that best?
I think I do.
Yes? Then come, child. Oh, don't be frightened of the outsiders. Now, where do you suppose such a tale should begin?
When we were slaves?
Yes. Long ago, our people were slaves to an empire the Shemlin had built on the darkest magic. They took away our history and our language and left us nothing. And then that empire fell. We were freed.
Because Andraste came with her army, and Shartan joined her.
Yes. Andraste, the Shemlin prophet, came out of the south.
Yes.
Challenged the
Dusty
Tabinta
and
Imperium.
Shartan.
Our ancestor, Shartan, fought at her side. And when the rebellion came to an end, we were given a new homeland in the west, the Dales. We began to rebuild the culture and history we had lost in our years of slavery. We worshipped the creators and made the Dales our home. Perhaps you know what happened next, stranger. Do you know what happened to the Dales?
You were invaded by the humans.
Indeed. They resented that we would not worship their maker, and they resented our ways because they were so different from their own. The Shemlin nations grew cold towards the Dales. They called us blasphemers and tyrants, and declared war upon us, a great crusade.
Not every human felt that way, I'm sure.
And which is worse? The actions of those who believed they were right, or the inaction of those who knew they were wrong?
I'm not going to
Oh,
argue.
I am certain we played a part in our downfall. We believed that the Shemlin would not revoke their prophet's gift so lightly. We were wrong. They took our lands, forcing us to abandon our gods and live as beggars in Shemlin cities. But there were those of us who refused to abandon our ways. They emblazoned the symbols of the creators upon their flesh and vowed to keep their ancient lore alive.
That's us. That's the Dalish.
Indeed, child. We chose to wander, homeless, rather than be ruled by the Shemlin. And all our clans wander alone until the day we have a homeland once more.
Then we bring the old ways back to our people, because they have forgotten it all.
For we are the Dalish, the keepers of the lost law.
The walkers of the lonely path.
We are the Elvenar, and never again shall we submit.
And that is the tale of the Dales, stranger. Thank you for allowing us to tell it to you.
Thank you. Perhaps you'll allow me to tell a story as well.
Perhaps another time. You are the guest here, and one who may yet prove of great help to our ailing hunters. Now, as I said I would, I can tell you what I know of the Brecilian Forest. Do you wish to hear it?
Yes, tell me of the forest. And Shale, don't be rude. So I made a mistake here. I feel very bad, because Shale was incredibly rude to these people, and that is utterly inexcusable. It was a toss-up between Auntie Shale and Uncle Stan, and I was worried that Uncle Stan would be short with him. Instead, Auntie Shale was. I'm so sorry. I feel terrible. Being rude like that when we are guests, it's just shameless of us. So I thought maybe I'd tell him a story, not to provoke him on who suffered more, but just to show him we've had bad times too, and kind of share that with them and maybe relate to each other. Maybe I should have just said thank you very much. Yes, tell me of the forest.
Our legends say that before the Shemlin came, the Brecilian Forest was a place of our ancestors that predated even our oldest homeland. The people of the Imperium came here and gave the forest its name. If they found traces of our ancestors, we cannot say. If they did, those elves were slain or enslaved. We know only that a great many battles were fought here. These trees grow upon the graves of those who fell, Shemlin and elves both.
And?
So much death in one place tore the veil into the beyond.
Oh.
The Shemlin know the beyond as the Fade, the place of dreams and spirits. When the veil is torn, spirits pass into our world freely. The legends say that one great spirit possessed the wolf that became Witherfang, who passed its curse of rage onto men and created werewolves.
This Witherfang still exists today?
So Zathrian insists. He says that Witherfang does not age as the werewolves do. Witherfang is as much spirit as it is beast, and thus it is immortal. Perhaps it cannot even be slain. At the very least, it is old and powerful, much as Zathrian himself.
So there are many spirits in the forest?
The forest is said to be haunted. Spirits possess the trees, the wolves, even the bodies of the dead. They yearn for true life, you see.
There were battles in the forest?
Who can say what value the Imperium placed on this land? And how many elves died here in slavery? Even the barbarians who came to overthrow the Imperium fought and died on this soil.
How many werewolves are there?
No one knows. When the Shemlin lived in these parts, the curse would spread anew to a few of them with each passing year. They would run off into the forest, never to be seen again. Eventually, all the Shemlin left. One assumes the werewolves survive by passing their curse to their offspring. They have had no new blood. Until now, that is.
Have the hunters become werewolves?
It is said that one or two have turned already, though the Keeper denies it. As for the rest, they will either die or turn, unless they are killed out of mercy. I would rather die than become a ravening, soulless beast. Wouldn't you?
That's all I needed to know.
One last warning. The forest is like a thing alive. It changes as it wills, closing paths behind you and opening up new ones. Too many have become lost within, unable to find their way out. Were I you, I would endeavor not to make the forest my enemy.
Thank you. I feel really bad about what Shale said. I should have done a better job of picking people. I thought Auntie Shale would be better than Uncle Stan, but I was wrong. The Dales. Many forget that when Holy Andraste called out to the oppressed peoples to rise up, it was the elves who answered her first. The humblest slaves of the Imperium became her vanguard, and when victory came, they were rewarded accordingly. They were given a land in what is now the south of Orlais, called the Dales. A great exodus of elves undertook the journey to their new home, crossing ocean, desert, and mountain. This city, the first elven city since the fabled Arlathan, was called Halam Sharal. A new era had begun for the elves, but the old era wasn't through with them. In their forest city, the elves turned again to worship their silent ancient gods. They became increasingly isolationist, posting Emerald Guard knights who guarded their borders with jealousy, rebuking all efforts at trade or civilized discourse. Dark rumors spread in the lands that bordered the Dales, whispers of humans captured and sacrificed to elven gods. And then came an attack by the elves on the defenseless village of Red Crossing. The Chantry replied with the exalted march of the Dales, and the era of the elven kingdom came to an end. Halam Sharal was utterly destroyed, the elves driven out, scattered, left to survive in goodwill alone. So here's the thing. Everything that happened to the elves was wrong, but not conducting diplomatic affairs with your neighbors was stupid. It was the height of idiocy. Because it's going to create fear, and because it creates fear among others, and it can be used as an excuse to attack you. You should have engaged in diplomacy with your neighbors. You should have engaged with some sort of diplomacy at the very least, and honestly some sort of trade. If through nothing else, then interlocutors. Trade through interlocutors and some form of diplomacy. Otherwise, you would just very foolish. You can't hide from the world, and you sought to do that. Arlathan, Part 1. Before the ages were named or numbered, our people were glorious and eternal and never changing. Like the great oak tree, they were constant in their traditions, strong in their roots, and ever reaching for the sky. They felt no need to rush when life was endless. They worshipped their gods for months at a time. Decisions came after decades of debate, and an introduction could last for years. Oh, great. From time to time, our ancestors would drift into centuries-long slumber, but this was not death, for we know they wandered the fade in dreams. In those ages, our people called all the land Elvenon, which in the old language means place of our people, and at the center of the world stood the great city of Arlathan, a place of knowledge and debate, where the best of the ancient elves would go to trade knowledge, greet old friends, and settle disputes that had gone on for millennia. But while our ancestors were caught up in the forever cycle of ages, drifting through life at what we today would consider an intolerable pace, the world outside the lush forests and ancient trees was changing. The humans first arrived from Paravolon to the north, called Shemlin, or Quicklings, by the ancients. The humans were pitiful creatures, whose lives blinked by in an instant. When they first met the elves, the humans were brash and warlike, quick to anger and quicker to fight, with no patience for the unhurried pace of elven diplomacy. But the humans brought worse things in war with them. Our ancestors proved susceptible to human diseases, and for the first time in history, elves died of natural causes. What's more, those elves who spent time bartering and negotiating with humans found themselves aging, tainted by the humans' brash and impatient lives. Many believed that the ancient gods had judged them unworthy of their long lives, and cast them down among the Quicklings. Our ancestors came to look down upon the humans as parasites, which I understand is similar to the way the humans see our people in the cities. The ancient elves immediately moved to close Elvenon off from the humans, for fear that this quickening effect would crumble the civilization. From the fall of Arlathan, as told by Gishrok, keeper of the Rarefan clan of the Dalish elves. We don't actually know that you were immortal. That's your story. And you could still have found interlocutors for trade and diplomacy. You had to know you couldn't keep out the world when it comes in. You just didn't want to admit it. I'll talk to you in a moment, kid. I just want to talk to everybody else.
You're a dwarf, aren't you? If you get no sun, shouldn't you be all white?
Oh, okay.
As you say,
Fenrir.
it is begun.
This is a statue dedicated to the elven wolf god Fenrir. Fenrir, the Dread Wolf. There is precious little we know about Fenrir, for they say he did not care for our people. Elgar'nan and Mithal created the world as we know it. Andril taught us the ways of the hunter. Siles and June gave us fire and crafting, but Fenrir kept to himself and plotted the destruction of the betrayal of all the gods. And after the destruction of Arlathan, when the gods could no longer hear our prayers, it is said that Fenrir spent centuries in a far corner of the earth, giggling madly and hugging himself with glee. The legend says that before the fall of Arlathan, the gods we know and revere fought in endless war with others of their kind. There is not a Haran among us who remember these others. Only in dreams do we hear them, whispered the names of the Geldoran and Darenthal and Anaris, for they are the forgotten ones, the gods of terror and malice, spite and pestilence. In ancient times, only Fenrir could walk without fear among both our gods and the forgotten ones. For although he is kin to the gods of the people, the forgotten ones knew of his cunning ways and saw him as one of their own. And that is how Fenrir tricked them. Our gods saw him as brother, and they trusted him when he said that they must keep to the heavens while he arranged a truce. And the forgotten ones trusted him also when he said he would arrange for the defeat of our gods. If only the forgotten ones would return to the abyss for a time. They trusted Fenrir, and they were all of them betrayed. And Fenrir sealed them away so they could never again walk among the people. From the tale of Fenrir's triumph, as told by Gisharal, keeper of the Refan clan of the Dale Shells.
Very well. So you are the Grey Warden who is supposed to save us? I never thought I would hear of an outsider who would ever do anything for us.
Hello.
Andaran Atishan, outsider.
Hi. Who are you?
I am Gaina. Is there something you need from me?
Can you answer some questions?
I am not sure what I can tell you, but I shall try.
Sure. What can you tell me about Zathrian?
Zathrian? He has been our keeper since long before my parents' parents were born. What could you wish to know about him?
What is a keeper exactly?
He keeps us safe, and he keeps the knowledge of our people safe, so we may bring it to all of our people one day.
What knowledge is that exactly?
The ways of our ancestors, of course, from the time of Arlathan, before the human empire enslaved our people.
Where does he get this knowledge?
From the other clans, and from the artifacts we uncover in our travels. Everywhere the old empire was, so went their slaves. Pieces of our past lie everywhere.
Bring it to all of your people?
To the Flat Ears, those who live with the humans. When we have a new homeland to settle in, we shall teach all elves the ways they have forgotten.
Okay. I have another question about Zathrian.
Yes.
Just how old is he exactly?
I don't know. Very old. It is said that Zathrian may be one of the first to become as our ancestors were long ago, immortal.
But how could that be? Why him and not others?
We all live longer than the Flat Ears, the elves who live with humans. The Keepers even more so because of their knowledge of the old ways.
Maybe.
Why Zathrian differs from the others, I do not know. Perhaps he has been blessed by the creators.
I'm not going to offend her. I want to know something else.
What is that?
Tell me about the forest.
You would be best to speak to Seyrel. He is our storyteller and knows far more of such tales.
Yeah, he's a great guy to talk to. I want to know more about your people.
You should speak to Lanaya. She's the Keeper's first
already
and
did
knows
that.
much of
Thank
such
you.
questions.
I need some equipment.
Master Verathorn should have what you need. Seek him out at the forge.
Sure. I should go.
Then may
Bye-bye.
the creators bring you fortune.
Sure thing. That was nice. Hey, kid.
You're a dwarf, aren't you? If you get no sun, shouldn't you be all white?
Yeah.
So, you are the Grey Warden who is supposed to save us? I never thought I would hear of an outsider who would ever do anything for us.
I am ready.
Hopefully. Okay. Andrew. Andrew, goddess of the hunt. Hear me, sons and daughters of the people. I am sister of the moon, mother of hares, lady of the hunt, and Drool. Remember my teachings. Remember the Vir Tenadal, the way of 3 trees that I have given you. Vir Asan, the way of the arrow. Be swift and silent. Strike true. Do not waver. And let not your prey suffer. That is my way. Vir Borasan, the way of the bow. As a sapling bends, so must you. In yielding, find resilience, and pliancy, find strength. That is my way. Vir Adalin, the way of the wood. Receive the gifts of the hunt with mindfulness. Respect the sacrifice of my children. Know that your passing shall nourish them in turn. That is my way. Remember the ways of the hunter, and I shall be with you. From the charge of Andrul, goddess of the hunt. Okay. Siles, the Hearthkeeper. Siles, the Hearthkeeper. Siles, the Hearthkeeper, is seen as the sister of Andrul the Huntress. While Andrul loved to run with the creatures of the wild, Siles preferred to stay by her home tree, occupying herself with gentle arts and song. It is Siles who gave us fire and taught us how to use it. It is Siles who showed us how to heal with herbs and with magic, and how to ease the passage of infants into this world. It is Siles who gave us the fire and taught us how to use it. It is Siles who showed us how to heal with herbs and with magic, and how to ease the passage of infants into this world. And again, it is Siles who showed us how to spin the fibers of plants into thread and rope. We owe much to Siles, and that is why we sing to her when we kindle the fires and when we put them out. Okay. That is why we sprinkle our aravels with Siles' fragrant tree moss, and ask that she protect them and all within, as told by Gishero, keeper of the Rarefan clan of the Dalish elves. Alright. Nice to learn this about this culture. June, god of the craft. We dedicate our crafts to June, for it is he who taught the people to bend the branches of trees to make our bows, and to fashion coverings of furs and ironbark. Without June, will we have the Aravel or the harnesses for our Hala? When the people were young, we wandered the forest without purpose. We drank from streams and ate the berries and nuts that we could find. We did not hunt, for we had no bows. We wore nothing, for we had no knowledge of spinning or needlecraft. We shivered in the cold nights and went hungry through the winters when all the world was covered in ice and snow. Then Siles, the Hearthkeeper, came and gave us fire and taught us how to feed it with wood. June taught us to fashion bows and arrows and knives so that we could hunt. We learned to cook the flesh of the creatures we hunted over Siles' fire, and we learned to clothe ourselves in their furs and skins. And the people were no longer cold and hungry, as told by Gishro, keeper of the Rarefan clan of the Dalish elves. Okay. Okay, puppy. I hope no one gets mad. I hope they don't get mad. We beat on their Aravel tent. Uh-oh, we might get in trouble. Puppy. Okay.
I'm sorry, but I must attend
I
to
understand.
my own family.
Andera Natishan, stranger. I am Athras. I hope the others have not been too harsh in their treatment of you.
No, I understand. I don't mind. I understand.
That is very generous of you. Most would assume we are unkind as a
No.
rule, and that is not the case. Especially not to a Grey Warden. But we have lost much.
I understand.
And it is easy to forget simple niceties at such a time.
I understand.
I understand you will search for the wolves in the Brecilian Forest. I would join you, but Zathrian has forbidden me.
Forbidden you?
We are banned from entering the forest now. I have more cause than most, but I will not disobey my keeper.
Why do you want to enter the forest?
That is a tale I am not sure I should tell an outsider. Surely you have greater concerns than my problems, stranger.
Please, I'd like to hear about it.
It's odd to talk so freely with a stranger, but perhaps you can help me. My wife Delilah and I both fought the werewolves in the ambush. She was injured so gravely, the curse spread rapidly in her.
Oh,
Zathrian
no.
fought hard to ease her pain, but there was little he could do. And though he says that Delilah is dead, he will not let me see her body.
I'm sorry.
I am beginning to believe she became a werewolf. and that it is being kept from me so I do not go chasing after her.
Oh no.
And if she was a werewolf, and the elf chased her and then found her, what then? Sweet, blissful reunion?
Shale.
I don't know. Maybe she would know me as her love, even
Shale.
still.
Anti-shale.
More likely she would love to eat you.
If I could just know if Delilah is alive, or what happened to her, then I could be at peace.
Shale, shut the fuck up. I'm not going to do anything more with Shale. I'm going to get Sten for talking to people in town. They wouldn't do the things that Shale is fucking doing. Perhaps I could convince Zathrian to tell the truth.
No. It would be very rude to accuse the Keeper of lying. I know he means well. I just need to know. One way or another. If you were in the forest, perhaps you might come across her. Alive or dead.
Yes.
Any news would be better than none. And in return, I would be happy to gift you an amulet made by our craftsman. It may fetch you some coin in the human lands.
I'll see what I can do. I'm sorry about Shale.
Since we seem to be heading into the forest anyhow, that does seem to be the right thing to do.
You are most kind.
And I'm sorry about Shale. I'm really sorry. I should go.
Please, should you come across my wife, return and tell me.
Yes, I will. I'm sorry. I'm anti-Shale. I love you, but no.
Pigeon crap.
At least I know that Sten wouldn't say anything like that.
Indeed.
Oh, blast it.
I'm glad Morgan isn't here. It'd be even worse. I'll just let
I
this
shall do it.
Elgarnon, god of vengeance. Long ago, when time itself was young, the only things in existence were the sun and the land. The sun, curious about the land, bowed his head close to her body, and Elgarnon was born in the place where they touched. The sun and the land loved Elgarnon greatly, for he was beautiful and clever. As a gift to Elgarnon, the land brought forth great birds and beasts of sky and forest, and all manner of wonderful green things. Elgarnon loved his mother's gifts and praised them highly, and walked amongst them often. The sun looked down upon the fruitful land, saw the joy that Elgarnon took in her works, and grew jealous. Out of spite, he shone his face full upon all the creatures of the earth had created, and burned them all to ashes. The land cracked and split from bitterness and pain, and cried salt tears for the loss of all she had wrought. The pool of tears cried for the land, became the oceans, and the cracks in her body the first rivers and streams. The sun is an asshole. Elgarnon was furious at what his father had done and vowed vengeance. He lifted himself into the sky and wrestled the sun, determined to defeat him. They fought for an eternity. I bet they did. And eventually the sun grew weak, while Elgarnon's rage was unabated. Eventually, Elgarnon threw the sun down from the sky and buried him in a deep abyss created by the land's sorrow. I don't think that was a good idea, Elgarnon. With the sun gone, the world was covered in shadow, and all that remained in the sky were the reminders of Elgarnon's battle with his father. Drops of the sun's lifeblood, which twinkled and shimmered in the darkness. Okay. From the tales of Elgarnon and the Sun, as told by Gishral, keeper of the rarefied clan of the Dalish elves. Oh, those gods seem better than... Hell... I mean, the gods seem
Shall be done.
reasonably nice so far, but we'll have to wait and see. You never can tell with gods. The Maker seemed all wonderful, but then, Still, it's nice to know that they make her happy. That they make Leliana happy. Valison, blood writing. When the children of our people come of age, they earn the privilege of wearing the Valison, the blood writing. It sets us apart from the Shemlin and from the elves who have thrown their lot in with them. It reminds us that we will never again surrender our traditions and beliefs. The ritual deserves great reverence. The one who is to gain the Valison must prepare by meditating on the gods and the ways of our people, and by purifying the body and the skin. When the time comes, the keeper of the clan applies the blood writing. This is done in complete silence. Cries of pain are signs of weakness. If one cannot tolerate the pain of the blood writing, they are not ready to undertake the responsibilities of an adult. The keeper may stop the ritual if they decide that the one gaining the Valisin is not ready. There is no shame in this, for all children are different, and our ancestors took centuries to come of age. Okay, that's good at least. At least they're very tolerant and moderate in their handling of rites of passage for youth, as told by Gisharal, keeper of the Rarefan clan of the Dalish Elves. That's good. I like that. Can take people time. It's not easy. Okay. Hey, Verathorn.
What are you doing? You've warped the wood completely. Did you leave it out in the rain?
No, Master Verathorn. I think I just used too much heat.
You're not smelting ore like a Durgenlin. This is living wood. It requires patience and delicate hands, not more heat.
Okay.
My actions bring me sorrow, Master Verathorn.
It's okay.
And so they should. Truly, the art will be lost to us forever at this rate. Throw away your dead wood and start anew, and I shall speak to our guest.
Hi,
Now then,
Verathorn.
please forgive my distraction,
No problem.
stranger. Is there something that you need?
What exactly do you make
I'm
here?
the clan's craftsmaster. It's my responsibility to learn what I can of the ancient elven arts of shaping wood and ore. In truth, we Dalish know little of the art compared to what we once did. And even what we know has taken us many lifetimes to achieve. There is wood that, if treated properly, is as hard as steel but far lighter. It grows only in this forest. Ironbark. The keeper has forbidden us from entering the forest to collect the wood. This means I cannot make our finest crafts for years to come.
Okay. What if I found some iron bark for you?
I would be hesitant to ask it of you, but if you should come across ironbark, I suppose there would be no harm in gathering some. It is blue and very distinctive.
Okay.
You can only harvest the bark which has fallen off the tree from age. If you find some, bring it to me, and I will craft it for you.
Alright, sounds good. What kind of item would you make?
I excel in making blades from the ironbark, or perhaps a breastplate. Provided there's enough wood, that is.
Okay, very well. I'll take a look. I'll take a look when I'm in the forest.
That would please me. So long as our hunters come first.
Oh, yeah. I would like to barter with you.
I am no merchant, but let us trade. Perhaps there's something here which will be of value to you.
Thank you, Verathorn. Master Verathorn. Yeah. I'm running a little short on certain things. So that. Damasu. Short bow. Leather helmet. Okay. Let me check something. Just answer my question. Yeah, go sell that heavy plate armor.
What do you wish?
I would like to barter with you.
I am no merchant, but let us trade. Perhaps there's something here which will be of value to you.
Okay. Heavy plate armor. Oh well, we're done. House Scrolls. The Long Walk. Keeper of Secrets. Okay. Fire and a love letter. So I know what I'm going to start doing. Alright. Durthamin, Keeper of Secrets. The twins Falendin and Durthamin are the eldest children of Elganon the Allfather and Nithal the Protector. The brothers were inseparable from the moment of their conception, known for their great love for each other. That is why we often speak of Falendin in one breath and Durthamin the next, for they cannot bear to be apart, not even in our tales. When the world was young, the gods often walked the earth, and Falendin and Durthamin were no exception. Both were delighted by the many wonders of our earth. They played with the animals, whispered to the trees, and bathed in the lakes and streams. Their days were filled with bliss, and they did not know sorrow. Then one day, while passing through the forest, Falendin and Durthamin came across an old and sickly deer resting beneath a tree. "Why do you sit so still, little sister?" asked Falendin. "Play with us," said Durthamin. "Alas," spoke the deer, "I cannot. I am old, and although I wish to go to my rest, my legs can no longer carry me." Taking pity on the deer, Falendin gathered her up into his arms and carried her to rest beyond the vale. Durthamin tried to follow them, but the shifting gray patterns beyond the veil would not let him. Separated for the first time from Falendin, Durthamin wandered aimlessly till he came across two ravens. "You are lost, and soon you will fade," the raven named Fear said to Durthamin. "Your brother has abandoned you. He no longer loves you," said the other named Deceit. "I am not lost, and Falendin has not abandoned me," replied Durthamin. He subdued the ravens and bade them carry him to Falendin. This they did, for they had been defeated and were now bound to Durthamin's service. Oh, good for him. When Durthamin found Falendin, he found also the deer, who once again was light on her feet, for her spirit was released from her weakened body. Both Falendin and Durthamin rejoiced to see this. They're good guys. Falendin vowed that he would remain to carry all the dead to their place. Beyond, just as he did, the deer, and Durthamin stayed with him, for the twins cannot bear to be apart. From the story of Falendin and Durthamin, as told by Gisharel, keeper of the Rarefang clan of the Dalish. It was a great story. I liked it. The Long Walk. When our people left Tevinter, we had nothing except the knowledge that for the first time in countless centuries, we were free. It was Shartan's dream that one day we would have our own homeland, where we could live as we chose. After the long struggle that claimed the lives of many, even Shartan himself, we were granted the Dales, and though the Dales were to the south of the land of Orlais and a long way off from Tevinter, it mattered little. We were going home, and so we walked. We called our journey the Long Walk, for that was what it was. We walked with what little we had on our backs. Some walked without shoes, for they had none. Whole families, women with infants, and old and young alike, all of them made their way across the land on foot. And if one of our people could no longer walk, we carried him, or sometimes left him behind. Don't leave him behind. No one get left behind. Many perished along the way. No. Some died of exhaustion, others simply gave up and fell by the wayside. No. A great number were set upon by human bandits, even though we had few possessions. Along the way, a growing number began to bemoan the decision to leave Tevinter. At least in Tevinter, they said, we had food and water and shelter. What do we have here? Nothing but open sky and the prospect of the never-ending road ahead. Some turned back toward Tevinter, but most of us continued walking. And the gods rewarded those of us who did not waver by bringing us to the Dales. Nice! Our people called the new city Halamshral, the end of the journey. And for a time, it was home. As told by Gisharel, keeper of the Rarefang clan of the Dalish. I want to meet Gisharel and talk. I want to write his stuff down. Notes. My love. We've seen that. Seen that. My elfruit. The herbalist suggested powdered bronto horn. I was very discreet. Your sunflower. Okay. Alright. Hello, Cameron.
Hello?
There's no need to be afraid of me.
Of course. I'm very sorry. It's just that we don't get many visitors. Like you, I mean. Of your kind.
You've never seen a dwarf before?
Never. You're so much bigger than I... Oh, I didn't mean... Oh, dear. I should start over.
It's okay.
I'm Cameron, a hunter apprentice. Though I wish I could become a real hunter.
Maybe you can become a businessman. You seem like you'd be kind of nice and agreeable. Maybe do that. Not that most businessmen are nice and agreeable, but it would be nice to have a businessman who was nice and agreeable for once. Why can't you?
I shouldn't be talking about this to an outsider. You wouldn't understand.
Okay. Try me. I might surprise you.
I suppose there's no harm in it. It's not like you can help me.
Are all these bears such cringing, ineffectual creatures?
I've been an apprentice for too long. To become a true hunter, I must bring back the pelt of a beast I killed myself. A boar or a wolf or something. I wanted to hunt in the forest, but we're forbidden to enter because of the attack. But the real problem is Gaina.
Oh, I talked to her. She's really nice. Sten? Ah, Uncle Sten and Aunt Shale are a pain in the ass to deal with. My ancestors preserve us. Maker's farts. Don't be intolerant, Sten. Don't be a jerk, Sten. I decided, well, I'm not going to walk with Shale. I know I'm not putting Morgan in this group. Oh, great. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Maker's wind. Ancestors, fart knockers. I mean, can you imagine her? Oh, please. Uncle Stan and Aunt Shale are annoying when it comes to this. They are not helpful. But I talked to her. She was really nice and polite. I can see why you like her. She's a very comely, attractive young lady as well. Seems to be capable, too. Even better. You mean the young woman by the fire?
She's my heart's desire. I have asked for her hand, but she cruelly refuses it. She will not bond with an apprentice, she says, and calls me a child. I am no child. If I was a hunter, I could prove it, but I cannot hunt, and Gaina will never bond with me. I feel so helpless. I shouldn't have brought it up. Just leave me to my misery.
Can I ask you some questions?
I don't think there's anything I can tell you. My clanmates in the camp would be better at that.
Okay, here, I want to talk to you one more time.
Oh, what do you want now? I told you everything already.
There must be some way to solve your problem.
You think I haven't thought about this? There's nothing I can do.
Perhaps I could talk to Gaina for you.
I suppose you could, but what good would that do? The situation hasn't changed.
I could be pretty persuasive.
Really? I'm willing to try anything.
I'd like to help you, kid. I'll go talk to her now.
Cyranus. Oh, Ma Cyranus. I will pray to the goddess of love that you are successful.
Yeah, see, there's no way I'm going to bring Morgan into this. And Shale and Stan have both demonstrated themselves to be unnecessarily rude to these people. Hey, Gaina.
Greetings once again.
Kevin told me about you.
You spoke to him? What did he say?
He said that you refused to give him your hand.
Oh. I don't expect an outsider to understand our ways, but I just can't bond with Kamen. He's been a hunter apprentice for over 2 years now, and he's yet to slay a proper beast. Each time he's tried, something has gone wrong. Perhaps the creators do not wish us to bond. I cannot bond with an apprentice hunter, can I?
If you love him, it doesn't matter what he does. Does it?
But what if he never becomes a proper hunter? What will become of our family?
Why does everything depend on him?
You are right. As a woman, I must ensure that he believes in himself. All I've done is make him miserable. I know I cannot be like you, both woman and Grey Warden, but I can be formidable in my own small way, can't I? Masiranas, thank you. You have helped me put this into perspective. I will go and speak to Kamen.
I must have,
Kamen, I have been a fool.
Gaina? What do you mean? Have you changed your mind?
I have. The outsider has helped me to see that I was wrong. I have made you miserable, and I should not have.
But what about my hunt?
I don't care about that. I know you will pass your hunt in time, and we will be happy. Us and our children.
Thank you, Gaina. You've made me a happy man. I feel blessed by the gods today. We are both very grateful for the part you've played in bringing us together.
How marvelous you are. I am so happy.
This is so wonderful. Young love allowed to flourish.
Here, take this. It's been in my family for a very long time, but I hope it plays some part in your battle against the Darkspawn. It's the very least we could do.
So I'm glad I got them together. I'm glad Leliana was happy about that. But this whole thing about, oh, it's my role and duty as a woman, that's not what I meant. What I meant was that it's a partnership. And so you want to be with him, so he has to do stuff, and then you do stuff, and then you need things, and he helps you. That's what I meant. And I'm worried that this is more like, oh, you're a woman, you're supposed to do stuff, and that's not what I meant. I think I'm off today. I think Shale instead being so rude to everyone is throwing me off. I should have just gone with the first one. I'm glad they're together, but I feel like she doesn't fully appreciate. I want to make sure that he remembers that it's supposed to be a partnership where they work together. And it just didn't seem to come quite off that way. Maybe what I need to do is just go out into the forest.
Those Halas certainly are proud and beautiful. It's as though they realize how special they are.
That's true. But for right now, I think I've touched upon pretty much everything here. So what I'm going to do let's change our let's change our party.
Blood and damn.
Alright.
Indeed.
Last, yes.
Indeed.
Time for combat, so we'll see how this goes.
Tell me.
See how this goes. I'm worried about fighting these werewolves and stuff. Okay. In the days after the rising of Zazakel, the Dark Ones covered every corner of the land. The Archdemon drove all the nations of the world before him, Shemlin and Elvanon alike. In the far north, where the hills wander the plains and the earth is eternally baked beneath the uncaring sun, the land which the Shemlin call Anderfels, a clan of our people lived, struggling to survive the blight. Alorn was their keeper, a hunter in his younger days crafty as any wolf. He led his people always just ahead of the Darkspawn who chased them. But the old hunter knew that even Hala cannot run forever. They must turn and fight or be run down. At the foot of the Merdane, the Darkspawn cornered Aloran's clan. That night the moon was strangled by clouds, the earth concealed by a dread mist that rose up from nowhere, so that the Alvon could not tell up from down. In the confusion, the Darkspawn attacked. But Aloran had prepared for them. All around the camp, the hunters had strewn dry grass, brush, and brambles. When the sound of rustling footfalls began, Aloran and the other Haran called upon the old magic. They struck out with lightning, and though the bolts missed the darkspawn, they hit their targets all the same. The sea of kindling lit, and not one of the dark creatures made it through the fire to reach Aloran's clan. Well, that's great. Good job. Smart thinking. I like Aloran. From the Tale of Aloran, written by Zathrian, as it has been passed down from keeper to keeper for generations. Nice to know you're good for something, Zathrian. I know it's kind of unfair.
They say the veil is thin here, and all manner of strange things may be seen.
Yeah. Thanks for the reminder. Shit.
As you say.
Not my best move. Everybody, if we're going to do this, I want to go here.
Go.
Ready? It's a good hit.
Let's make this quick.
Thus increases our
Wow.
destruction.
Everybody?
Another corpse for the pile.
Okay. That was kind of scary at first. Werewolf. And Dane, he stood his ground. The fanged beast approached. He saw the rage within its eyes. The sword he raised. Merciful death be praised. To the Maker went his prayer. From the popular telling of Dane and the Werewolf, a legend of Ferelden, circa 450 Black. Ferelden lore is full of instances where these creatures have plagued the countryside. Wolves possessed by rage demons and transformed into humanoid monsters with incredible speed and strength, able to spread a curse to those they bit that would drive them mad with unthinking fury. When in this enraged state, a human host can likewise become possessed and be transformed into a feral, wolf-like beast. Tales differ on these werewolves of human origin, some claiming that their transformation into a bestial form happens uncontrollably. Some claim that the transformation is irreversible. As is often the case with demonic tales, both versions are most likely true at some point. Yeah, I would agree. The ability of normal dogs to detect a werewolf, even when it is in human guise, is what first led Ferelden to adopt dogs as indispensable companions in every farmhold. The alliance between humans and regular wolves is the subject of the popular Ferelden folktale, Dane and the Werewolf. The actual hero Dane led a crusade to eliminate the werewolf threat during the early Black Age. And while werewolves have never assumed the same prominence since, there have been reports of individual packs lurking in remote forests. In recent years, some have even been reported to have developed an uncanny willpower and intelligence. Though why this is so is still unknown. Alright.
If it must.
Okay.
I am here.
Alright, everybody. Nice that you missed. Okay, this is not good. Yeah, that's not good. Alright. That's better. Okay, Dougie. That helps. And Shell? Yeah, go hit him with that.
You should run while you can.
Okay. Alright. There's another one. Oh boy. Come back. Well, that's something kind of interesting. We're gonna have to clear this out before we do this quiz. Not quiz, but quest.
Be careful.
Yeah, I shouldn't be so aggressive.
Try not to look too incompetent. It's embarrassing.
Okay, if you say so. Alright. So let's see. Alright. Okay. Let's go down here. Okay. What in here? Shell. Okay. Alright.
What does it want?
Yeah, you're in good shape. Alright.
Yes?
So far she's doing alright. Yeah. This is a spot where Dee's message needs to be sent. Fire an arrow over the trees. Okay.
Right. You've made some important enemies with your little arrows. You're through.
Enemies!
Here we go again. Oh boy.
Approaching!
Now then. Okay, Liliana. Go get him.
Make it the breath!
Yep. You go. Hit that guy. I'll take care of this guy. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. Yeah, that's up better. Yeah, go ahead, drink the lesser health poultice. You know what? That's an improvement. Okay. Go ahead and kick this guy. Okay, doggy. Okay. And there's another guy shooting arrows.
Yeah! I shall do it. Begin one.
Okay. Order of Emma
It shall be done.
Alright, let's see what we've got here. Emma Thurgood. I've got an idea on how I'm going to try here. It's going to be a little different.
It is begun.
I wonder. In this forest... Let's go back. I have an idea. Alright. So here's what we're going to do. Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. Okay.
Of all the...
Yes.
Pigeon crap.
Yes.
So here's what we're going to do. I
Vashaden.
Blast and damnation.
Yes.
Oh, we lost it. Yes.
Let me take a look at compare equipment. Alright. Sten. So here's what we're going to do. I think Sten could use some kills, and I also think Sten is more vulnerable than me. So here's what we're going to do for Sten. Because I have not used Sten. And I want to use him. Oh, but he doesn't have the health, the strength. Wait, I know how to beef him up. Liliana? Well, first off, let's go ahead and get my clothes. Well, no, you know what? Hopefully the elves don't freak out about this.
Pigeon crap.
Indeed.
Oh, we lost it.
Yeah, I don't want the elves to freak out. Hopefully they won't freak out.
Blood and
Vashaden.
damnation. Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
So, let's take a look at Sten. Okay, I know exactly what we can do. Alright, Liliana. For the time being... Okay. Sten. This hat. That ring. That ring. Yeah, okay. Now. All right. Yeah. Okay. So this doesn't get quite the set bonus, but it's still going to be very helpful. Because he really needs it. I'm in much better shape. the breastplate now. See what the hell it does now. Alright. And other than that, buttons off, what the heck. Alright. I know what belt we can use. Yeah, that's the belt that I can use. Okay. Yeah, sure. And the memory bands. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Dragon Bone Cleaver. Okay. Alright, Stan. I'm going to do one more thing. You know what we're going to do. Change the party.
Of all the...
Vashaden. Yes.
You,
Yes.
and you. Fine. You know what? Maybe you guys will say
Agent
something.
Grant. Vashaden.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to hope that I don't need to use the rogue for much. And I'm going to basically get you guys Stan and not Alistair.
Vashaden.
Okay, I get it.
Oh, blast it.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
We need a mage.
I do not understand what a golem is. Why would anyone create such a being?
Why would one create a sword? Or just strike at its enemies?
Yes.
But you are no sword golem. You speak like a living creature, but act like a possession. I do not know what to make of you.
I am no possession. Not now that the control rod is broken.
No, it is still in your heart. Do you even realize this? Age by age have men stood up and said to the world, "From what has come before me I was forged, but I am new and greater than my forebears." And so each man walks the world in ruin, abandoned and untried, less than the whole of his being.
It is a riddle.
It seems so.
You deserve that, Stan, for being
Yes.
presumptuous. That kind of presumption is what you got. You guys ambushed and you and your team ambushed and Butch and defeated
Let us go.
by the Dark Sun down by Lake Kellenhead. That's what I think. All right. Okay. Gather my party, venture forth. You know what? Let's go to dinner. Turn and stuff. Alright, you know what? We might as well check and see if the Drake armor has been completed. Let's go in and see.
do you estimate?
You're here about your order?
It's done.
Yay!
I made the armor. And it's garbage. I wouldn't let a festering swine wear it.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine.
Wade, it's amazing. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Are you blind as well as stupid? The leg guards are too tight. It'll chafe.
It'll be fine.
The dye isn't even... Look here. I see a splotch. It's garbage, I say.
It's fine.
It's fine. Truly. It's a work of art. Here, wear it well. Now kindly leave.
I gotta make money to feed my family, damn it. Which is me and Wade. So let's see what we got. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Nah, he's gonna keep those greaves. But I'm gonna take those boots. Let's see what happens. Yeah, no. Okay. Let's sell those heavy chainmail boots. Huh? Yeah. Okay. And a wolf pelt.
Did you bring more scales? I want to try again. I've learned so much.
Wade, please leave the customer alone. How can I help you?
Let's see what you have for sale.
Certainly.
Okay, it's the same stuff as before. But I've got some stuff to sell you. Yeah, sure. Okay. Minimal, but money's money. Alright. So what's next? Oh yeah, we gotta go there. I'll take care of that later. Alright, here we go. Check it out.
What can I get you, stranger?
I finished a favor for one of your interested parties. Okay, non-leave. Let me see. Oh, that's nice. Alright. Favors for certain interested parties. Favors. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Yo. Oh, that wasn't very good.
What can I get you, stranger?
You need help? Maybe with something that's strictly legal? Okay, legal. Alright. False witness. Dead drops. Okay. Alright. Let's get this going. Take a look at false witness. Keep an eye out for the 3 false witnesses and dead drops. Okay. Alright. See what else there is. Alright. Chances board. Denerim. Companions. The blight. Let me check something. I'm going to wait on the dwarves. I'm going to wait on the dwarves. And the Red Cliff. We'll do Orzammar and the Spoiled Princess. We'll do Lake Callanhead and Denerim. Let's see if we can get something out of this. Let's make sure that Morrigan's got the right one prepped. She does. Ready? Just those two. Put that one. Well, I hope you guys mind me fighting in your store.
I knew this was coming. Spent all the coin preparing, so I ain't dying over it.
Enemies are
Dog, how at the moon.
approaching!
Alright. Okay, good job. Okay. Good work, everybody.
Very well.
Oh, got health poultices. That's nice. Scroll. The Kunari. I thought I'd seen that before. I guess not. Stan, they got a scroll about your people. Isn't that neat? Uncle Stan. The Kunari. Anyone who travels far enough to the north will eventually encounter the Kunari. White-haired, bronze-skinned giants, a head taller than a man, with frighteningly calm demeanors. I don't think they're frightening at all. It's very admirable, and a sort of sparkling fire behind their eyes. Oh, I don't know about that. For quite a long time, people believed that all Kunari were male, or that the men and women were simply indistinguishable. It was not until the Blessed Age that diplomats from Ravain were allowed, however briefly, to visit Paravalan, and there they discovered that Kunari females do exist in abundance, and are quite easily recognized. The Ravani say that Kunari have a certain kindness to them, or at least a conspicuous lack of cruelty. That's good. Although I did not observe the creatures closely enough to evaluate the character. They're not creatures, Brother Genitavi, they're people. Always remember, they're people just like you and me. I love you, Jared, they're Genitavi, but it could be better. By order of Emma Thorogood, we know they are out there, and they will move when their fellow vermin call them out. Watch for the sign and slaughter the lot. Well, that didn't happen. They will know it is coming and probably abandon the poor sap of a messenger. No, they didn't. Well, maybe they did, but even in that, our message will be sent with an authority theirs cannot have, by order of Emma Thorogood. Well, I hate to tell you this, Emma Thorogood, but your party didn't make it. They failed, and they're dead. Ha ha. Ha ha. Let me just check something.
Welcome to the wonders of Thedas. We carry items crafted by the Circle, as well as a variety of antiquities. Is there anything you would like to see?
Let me see your wares. Okay. Let's wait. Something to think about in the future. Maybe sometime down the road. Something to get in the future. Let's see. I should go to camp, get stuff enchanted. Yeah, let's go to camp. Human designs are terrible. Yeah, building designs are awful. Oh, look at that. Dead drop. You place the deserved payment in the dread drop as Kay instructed.
Dwarven craft.
Okay.
Fine dwarven craft.
What is it? I have work to do.
Nothing. Very well.
All right.
I should just stand out here and do nothing, but that's work for me. Here we go. I'm curious. Okay. Let's go.
Bah.
Let's go to Lake Callan. First off, let's go up here. Party camp. Come on. Let's go get some weapons ready.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
Let me see your wares, but
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
yeah. I know, that's a worry, but oh well. The better we can actually make our own. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Enchantment?
I want some enchanting done.
Enchantment!
So let's take a look at Sten and the Dragonbone Cleaver. First off. I should just sell that greatsword. Dragonbone Cleaver. At the dark spawn. Hit them with electricity. Dreamer room. Spell resistance. Electricity damage. Expert slow. Novice frost. Alistair. Journeyman slow. Novice silverite. Alright. Now let's save. Reorganize our clothing. Okay, Stan. No, I'm gonna let you keep that. Let you keep that. Let you keep that. I, on the other hand, don't have enough strength for it. It's okay. I soon will. Sten does, but the equipment that he's already got is better, in my opinion. Yeah, the armor's better. No, it's better. Yeah, ultimately his is better. That's okay. We can carry it around until we get the requisite levels under our belts. Our belt.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Now then, let's go to Lake Callanhead. And this, just by the smoke princess as well. Okay. Alright. look at this. I think we all know how this is going to end.
They're from the guild. I know that's the one they hired. Stop them!
More enemies ahead.
Alright. Skinny Frank. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, you've already got it. Okay.
All right.
Well, that's nice. I missed that. Getting stupid and old in my age, my dotage.
Good to see you again.
Let me oh, there it is. Okay. Let me see. What were you looking for? Oh, I know. Alright. It is now time for me to go back. The same forest. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. This is not going to be fun.
Yes?
Yeah, I knew it. Alright.
Free creature have a death wish.
And you.
Your word. As you wish.
Yeah, this is when they get annoying. This is when they get really annoying. Shell? Really?
Let's finish.
That's better. Okay. Well, that's not going to be the only ones. I hate spiders. there's gonna be a ton of these things.
Me.
Alright.
Very well.
Okay. I hate spiders. Okay. Alright, guess what we're... Yep, I knew it. God. Sten. Morgan. Okay, good buddy.
Down you go.
Go ahead and hit him. He'll die.
Another battle, I...
Shale. Hit that guy.
Send me. Our spirit won the day.
Okay. Alright.
I shall do it.
As you wish.
Now. There. Now go hit that guy with this. Okay, dog. Nothing.
Here.
Okay. You hit him with lightning. So try that. this guy's stubborn. Alright.
It is begun.
No, that wasn't good. Oh, great. Not a good situation at all. Ugh. I hate spiders. The only good thing about this is that I killed them. See if I got everything so I can get away from all these cursed spiders. Okay, 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 okay. Good old dog. Alright. Alright, let's go. Okay. Hopefully I don't need a rogue for this. I just need to get stuff under... I need a mage for heals and stuff. I'm hoping to give Auntie Shale and Uncle Sten some action. Auntie Shale and Uncle Sten, they need some action. Yep. Okay.
The Watchwolves have spoken truly, my brothers and sisters. The Dalish sent the dwarf of all things to put us
Thanks.
in our place. They sent a dwarf to make us pay for our attack.
Oh, come on. What's wrong with being a dwarf? You speak? I thought werewolves were savage beasts.
We are beasts, but we are no longer simple and mindless. Let that thought chill your spine. You speak to Swift Runner. I lead my cursed brothers and sisters. Turn back now. Go back to the Dalish and tell them that you have failed. Tell them we will gladly watch them suffer the same curse we have suffered for too long. We will watch them pay.
I would prefer to talk to you. I mean you no harm. I only fight back when attacked.
Was it not Sathrian who sent you?
Yeah, but...
He wishes only our destruction, never to talk.
Tell me more about this curse of yours.
You know nothing, do you? Nothing of us, and even less of those you serve. You are a fool, and we are done talking. Run from the forest while you can. Run to the Dalish and tell them they are doomed.
I don't want to fight, but neither can I retreat.
I do not wish to fight you either, but we cannot trust you. Come, brothers and sisters, let us retreat. The forest has eyes of its own, and it will deal with intruders as it always has.
That was different. I wasn't expecting that. So here's the situation. There's a part of me that wants to go back right now and talk to Zaltian and tell him that the wolves are not what he thinks they are. that they're actually rather sentient, they're talking, and so on and the like. But I want to find Dagon and the other hunters, and I don't know how much time I can waste before they die. Yes, I am going to wait. I know what's over here, I don't know what's up there. But what we're going to do is...
I hear you.
Get a little ready.
Very well.
Ready? That didn't work. Optimum. Nice hit. Oh, great. Shell's getting beat on again.
I go.
What's with this corpse? Andraste's Grace. Oh! Liliana likes this flower. She'll like it if I give it to her. We'll next spend some time together. And then there's this poor corpse all by himself. Study lily gloves, okay. Stuff to sell. Once I find those hunters though, I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk to... I'm going to go back.
As you said. Won the day!
Okay.
I shall do it.
Other werewolf pelt. Seriously though, once I find those hunters, I'm coming back. I'm going to talk to Zathrian about what's going on. Just as soon as I check that out. But there's something over here. Because there is some things funny going on. I don't mean funny haha, I mean funny not. There's something here. Oh, here we go again. Got a boss.
Get on with it. Well, I suppose that could have been worse.
Stan's been doing good with the Darkspot Ravager. Okay. Alright, buddy. Let's go talk to Dagon here. Hey.
Who comes?
It's okay, my friend. You're badly wounded. What happened to you?
We were sent to find Witherfang. Bring his heart. Attacked.
Take the hunter back to the Dalish camp. Hey, we found a buddy.
And Darren Atishan, Grey Warden. Our scouts saw you approaching and tell me you carry the body of one of our hunters with you. Ah, Dagon. He is wounded, but I think he will live. Ma Siranas, your help is appreciated. Come, Lethaline, let us take Dagon to the Keeper, and quickly. If we are lucky, we may still save him.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good to me. Now here's the thing. We need to talk to... This is one last thing I'm going to do. And then I'm going back. I'm suspicious. Okay, we got a bear.
I shall do it.
That punch is quite a hit. to check that out. Wherever that is, we're going to check that out. But first... let's go check out... Okay. I'm getting sloppy. Ready? Howl at the moon.
Here.
Yeah, he hit me hard. Okay. Yo, baddie buddy.
Slow.
Yeah, he hurt my baddie buddy again. And your job.
Yes.
Okay, Dougie.
I am ready.
So that was pretty fluid. Most of the damage, overwhelming amount of damage, came from fighting that ogre. I should have taken it calmer and more easier, instead of running in like that. That was a mistake on my part.
Shall be done.
And pretty soon, I had to go back and talk to Zathrian, because things are kind of weird. See Tombstone before you. It gives you an uneasy feeling. Leave Tombstone alone. Okay. A Grand Oak we need to talk about. Let's go check out the ogre. See what it's got. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Upload this. Maybe a useful thing. Alfred, I'll be back for you. I just gotta go and get this.
Enemies approaching!
Oh boy!
No quarter given.
Well, those guys are kind of tough. Ironbark! Somewhat blue in color, this rare wood is found only in the Brecilian Forest. It is surprisingly strong and is very light. Take long. Let me check something. How much money do we got? Okay. Go talk to Zathrian and turn in some quests. Because Is there something weird going on? Werewolves weren't what they told me that they were. Not all of them, anyway. Some of them maybe, but others are not. Okay. Alright.
Yes? What is it you need? Have you news?
I found one of your hunters in the forest.
Yes, Mithra told me you returned with Dagon. I was able to heal his wounds, and he has not developed the curse.
That's good.
If you have not spoken to him already, you should seek him out. I understand he wishes to see you before you return to the forest again.
Sure.
Have you any other news?
Spoke to Lanaya about you.
And what did she have to say?
She obviously thinks very highly of you.
And I of her. One day she will be keeper after I'm gone. She is more than ready.
Said that you've been keeper for a very long time.
That's true. Hundreds of years, if you must know. Slowly the Dalish will all know once again the agelessness of the elves. For now, only a few of us have regained that ability. But I cannot say any more on that. I trust your curiosity is sated.
She told me you lost your family, but wouldn't say how.
I would rather not speak of it.
Okay.
It is very painful for me, even now after so long.
Okay.
The werewolves were responsible. That is all you need to know, and should adequately explain my hatred of them, no? Let us leave it at that.
I have some questions for you.
Make them quick, if you please. I have much to do here. My apprentice Lanaya or Sayrel, the clan's storyteller, could provide you with answers just as easily.
I need to discuss something I discovered in the forest.
Yes. What is it?
Did you know that some of the werewolves can speak?
Speak? You mean speak actual words?
Yes.
That seems unlikely. They are savage beasts. Even if they could speak, I doubt they would have anything worthwhile to say.
You seem to have some grudge against your people.
The same grudge they hold against any who trespass in the forest, I imagine. We also killed many of them during the attack. The werewolves are unimportant. It is Witherfang whom you must seek out. And if they keep you from him, then your course is clear.
Do you know anything about a werewolf named Swiftrunner?
I was not aware they have names. But no, I know nothing about any Swiftrunner.
I'm going to ask about something else.
Go on, then.
I need to discuss something that's said in the forest.
What is it?
Never mind.
Go on, then.
Tell me what happened to Danla?
She was one of the first to succumb to the curse. She is dead.
Where's her body? Can I see it?
Of course not. She is buried, as is our way. Athras is a grief-stricken man who seeks hope that does not exist. He will accept what has happened in time.
I should go.
I must return to caring for my people. Creator's speed on your way.
Something... I wish I could have asked him... if he's tried talking to them. He's assuming things I don't think he should.
Greetings to you, friend. I understand I have you to thank for my rescue from the forest.
Yes, sir. Yes, that's me.
I don't want your efforts to go unrewarded. Here is a gem I traded for when I was amongst the outsiders. I thought to make a necklace out of it for my bride, but I want you to have it. I know it is of worth.
Oh, thank you. That is most kind, you wonderful man.
Then take it with the blessings of the gods, I hope. And now, I am afraid I must rest. The Keeper says I am not yet fully recovered, after all. I wish you well, my friend.
I just, See, the thing is, I have to make sure that I've got to get the army ready. I've got to fight the Darkspawn and the High Dragon. No, the Archdemon. And I got to deal with Terran Logain, who commands a massive army. Is probably the most powerful man in here right now. And he wants me dead. One thing I should do.
Ah, I see it found some of the crystals that I told it about. Well done.
Thank you.
So, what does it think? They don't make me look any wider, do they? I find I'm already too wide as it is.
I think they're so pretty, and they are.
They are, aren't they?
Yes, they
I
are.
so adore them. I think it should find some more as soon as possible. I want to glitter from ear to ear, so to speak.
I hope this puts you in a better mood so you're not so mean and dismissive toward these people who are kind enough to talk to us. I wonder if I should have been more cordial to Dagon. I feel kind of like I was a bit too rude and abrupt, and with him. I feel kind of bad about that. Here we go.
What do you wish?
Found some iron bark for you.
Truly? Let me see. Yes, that is indeed iron bark, and a substantial quantity of it as well. Well done.
Thank you.
An agreement is an agreement, and I will craft something from this wood for you. What would you like? A bow? Or perhaps a breastplate?
I think both would be more appropriate.
Both? But that is an unreasonable amount of crafting to expect just for finding the wood. I will do no such thing.
You wouldn't have any wood at all if it was not for me, remember?
I suppose you are correct. It is much to ask. But if you aid my clan as you say, then I have no objection.
Normally I wouldn't do this to you, buddy.
And I've reformed the wood to my will. A Dalish longbow and a breastplate for you. May they serve you well.
Thank you. Normally I would not have done this to you, Varathorn, but...
What do you wish?
I'd like to barter with you.
I am no merchant, but let us trade. Perhaps there's something here which will be of value to you.
I mean, I'd rather not, but I'm kind of stuck having to be kind of a prick about certain things. At least for the moment. Hopefully in the future I don't. Hold on it for now. Even though I'm probably going to sell it sooner rather than later. Yes, sell that. Sell that. Sell that. Sell that. Sell that. Wolf Killer. Interesting bow. See what the math says.
I am told you were instrumental in bringing our Kamen and Gaina together.
Hope that was okay. That's not a bad thing, is it?
Not strictly speaking. Though by our traditions, Kamen is still Dalin, a child. It is not an appropriate match at this time.
Who am I to stand in the way of love, particularly after I found Leliana?
We try to teach our young to wean themselves off the impatience that humans suffer from. Their belief that everything must happen now is what destroyed us long ago. But there's no real harm in what you did. I do not doubt your intentions were good.
Thanks, Lanaya. And sometimes, if you might die tomorrow, it's best to have what you can take right now. That's why I'm with Leliana. What can you tell me about Zathrian?
Nothing that you could not ask Zathrian himself. He is the keeper of this clan and has been for a very long time. He is also a very good man who has lost much. The Dalish are everything to him, and he would do anything to protect them.
Okay. I should go.
As you wish. Darth Shirel.
Well, thank you. And I would have to say that this...
It speaks.
Never mind. Is it